Week 6 is upon us, and the Red River Shootout is the centerpiece for what could be an excellent weekend of college football. Now, Texas enters this game ranked number 3, Oklahoma is ranked number 12, and we have two extremely good teams in this matchup this year. Now, what I find fascinating about this game is that both teams are extremely good on offense and defense. When it comes to yards per game, Oklahoma is ranked number 9 in the country as far as yards per game on offense. They're averaging 510 yards per game. Texas ranks number 17. They're coming into this game averaging 478 yards per game. So both teams feature extremely potent offenses. And on the flip side of that equation, both Texas and Oklahoma also feature very good defenses. Texas ranks 17th in the country for defensive yards per game, allowing 290 yards per game. Oklahoma ranks 30th in the same category, only allowing their opponents 319 yards per game. And because of that, this game is going to be a lot of fun to watch. Two great offenses versus two outstanding defenses. Because of that, I think this is going to be an especially close game. I think it's going to be a very hard-hitting game. Texas is actually favored to win this game by 5.5 points. I do think Texas wins. I do not think they cover the spread. My prediction is Texas 28, Oklahoma 24. This one is going to be close throughout. It's going to be an especially hard-hitting game. So if you like rivalry games with that personal edge, you're going to love this year's installment of the Red River Shootout. Other games on the docket for this weekend: Friday night, Kansas State visits Oklahoma State. A lot of people are down right now on Cowboys coach Gundy. He seemingly is a little bit out of step with NIL. He's not really a proponent of the changes that have been made in college football. Many people are speculating that this could be his last year in Stillwater. In this matchup, I've got Kansas State all over Oklahoma State. Wildcats win 34-10 on the road over the Cowboys, and the hot seat will get just a little bit hotter for Mike Gundy in Stillwater. Saturday, 11 a.m. Central kick, LSU at Missouri. Of course, LSU coming off the very disappointing loss on the road to Ole Miss. I think they bounce back this week on the road. It'll be a high-scoring affair, but I think LSU prevails by a score of 48-41 over the Tigers. At 2:30 p.m. Central, the CBS SEC Game of the Week, Alabama visits Texas A&M. This is a must-win for both programs in the SEC West. I see Texas A&M winning this game by a score of 45-35 at home. That home field advantage, in my estimation, will be the difference in this ball game. Staying in the second window, we have Virginia Tech visiting Florida State. Florida State kind of fallen off the radar just a little bit the past few weeks. They've had some close calls, some close victories, and I don't see this game being particularly close. I see Florida State winning 38-21 over the Hokies. Now, with a 3 p.m. Central kickoff, we have UCF, Central Florida, visiting Kansas. Both teams had disappointing losses last week. Kansas losing on the road to Texas, UCF losing at home to Baylor in a big fourth quarter collapse. In this particular matchup, I've got Kansas winning 35-31 at home over UCF. Now, staying at the 3 p.m. Central kick, we have Vanderbilt visiting Florida in the Swamp. A lot of people kind of putting the Gators on upset alert this week for this game. I don't see that happening. I've got Florida winning 31-12 over the Commodores in Gainesville. With the 6 p.m. Central kickoff, Georgia hosts Kentucky in an SEC East battle. Now, a few people are putting the Bulldogs on upset alert this week because Kentucky is a very nice team. I just don't see the Wildcats having enough, though, to defeat Georgia at home. I've got Georgia winning this ballgame 28-17 in Athens, cementing themselves as the kings of the East in the SEC and continuing their winning ways. At 6:30 p.m. Central on the SEC Network, Arkansas comes to visit Ole Miss in Oxford. Ole Miss coming off a very impressive wild win over LSU last week, I think they continue their winning ways, and they beat Arkansas 41-24 at home in Oxford. At 6:30 p.m. Central, we move to the Big Ten, Minnesota hosting Michigan. Unfortunately for the Golden Gophers, I don't think the home field advantage will amount to much. I've got Michigan winning this contest by a score 42-17 on the road. Michigan continues to roll in the Big Ten. And also at 6:30 p.m. Central, Notre Dame travels to Louisville. The Irish are quietly making their way back up the ranks of the top 10. Winning close games on the road at Duke helps that process out. I think they do the same thing this week in Louisville. Notre Dame wins 27-24 on the road in a close game, and their slow, quiet, steady march up the top 10 continues. At 7 p.m. Central, we have Baylor hosting Texas Tech in what is now known as the Butt Bowl, BU versus TT. Baylor coming off a very impressive win last week on the road at UCF. A lot of people kind of questioning the Baylor Bears' heart. Is Dave Aranda past his prime? Is it all over in Waco? I don't think so. I think Baylor kick-started their season on the road in Orlando last week, and I think they continue their winning ways at home. I've got Baylor winning this one 24-21 over rival Texas Tech. And finally, the nightcap, the 9:30 p.m. Central kick, Arizona at USC. USC has looked very impressive thus far this season. I think they continue their winning ways at home. I've got the Trojans on top 42-30 over the Wildcats in Los Angeles. Last week was an excellent time for me. I was 12-2, bringing the overall season record to 43-16. In any case, I hope you enjoy another fantastic week of college football for Week 6. God bless each and every one of you. I'll be back next week. Talk to you later. Bye.